So, Bill, you talk to a lot of folks in both the lead gen industry and traditional marketing industry. What are some mistakes you think VPs of marketing and marketing teams are making these days?
Probably the top mistake that I see them make is not being focused on acquisition costs, which is, to me, as a provider in healthcare, my past was a provider and now in lead gen, that really needs to be the starting point of a discussion with a lead gen company is here's what your acquisition cost is, and then backing everything out from there. And probably the biggest mistake I see is where some lead buyers that don't have the experience in lead generation buying necessarily start focusing on lower cost per lead. And it's hard to explain to them that, the more money we have to work with to go out and generate the leads, number one, the more compliant it's going to be. Number two, the more interest we're going to get in that offer. And so what we have to focus on is what's the conversion rate, and are we coming in at what your target acquisition cost is? And if we are, then you can scale among a number of different channels. But that's probably the biggest mistake, because they say, well, we don't like that CPL. We're not paying more than $29 a lead on a CPL. And your conversion rate suffers when you start dropping that. So let your lead generators, it would be like the equivalent of hiring a salesperson and saying, go out and generate me business, but I'm gonna cut your rate when you do. It's not much of an incentive.
So essentially, you think they really have to focus on lead quality right out of the gate?
Absolutely, and by focusing on acquisition costs, it allows your vendor or your lead partner to focus on quality, instead of making them stretch and work under the pressure of delivering something with a margin, when really you just need to be focused on what you can afford to pay for a patient, and then scale your business that way.
Great.
That's probably the biggest mistake that I see a lot of them make.